Ladies and gentlemen, Lenny March here with MMA Unhinged. I am here with Tony Cunningham here at Millennium Martial Arts. Tony, mate, an absolute pleasure. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, we've got a little bit of an audience here, rising to the occasion. We've got, obviously, your junior class here, having a good time. It's going well, I see here at Millennium Martial Arts, off the back of, a gold there at European Championships. I'd like to talk about that first. Liam Little come back with gold over there in Italy. That's a big thing, not only just for Britain, but for yourself, who's training from, such a young age, an age of 6, by the way. Yeah. Just talk to me a bit about how massive that accomplishment was, for you and obviously Liam as a trainee.
Yeah, it was huge for me as a coach. Like I say, I've trained him since he was 6-year-old. Just learning to walk and talk, and then to get gold at the highest level in kickboxing as a teenager is just fantastic. He smashed it, to be fair. He got 2 counts in the first fight and 2 in the second fight, so he was flying.
That is absolutely massive, for, as I mentioned there, for Britain, and also, for Liam as well. If we were speaking before we went on air, first time in, the history of Britain of going out there getting a gold medal, so that's just like massive. That should help, I don't know what, like just pump all the audience and into this kickboxing in K1, and hopefully more people come to the gym because they see this success.
Yeah, I mean, to put it into context, like the other countries are all, like most of them anyway, are funded. So like say for instance Turkey, they'll hold like a week-long event to get the best in each category. So they'll fight down. They might have to fight 5-6 times just to get one fighter. When the UK we're quite sparse for fighters. Yeah. But and in the past we haven't been on the same level as the other countries, but now we are. Obviously picking up gold, beating Turkey and beating Spain in the final. It was massive. And it just shows you, without funding, it can be done. With funding, it's a hell of a lot easier. So, hopefully one day that, GB gets the funding it deserves from whoever it's supposed to come from. I don't know, the lottery or whoever, like the GB boxing.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how does that step sort of take into place? And do you feel kind of like lost in the dust a little bit? You mentioned there, Team GB boxing obviously having that funding. Yeah. Why hasn't kickboxing or K1 got that funding?
I think it's just historically. I think boxing is one of the oldest sports in the Olympics. I think it is the oldest sport in the Olympics, to be fair. Wrestling and boxing. So
I have heard a little rumor actually, but Muay Thai might be coming to Olympics. If you haven't seen that though.
Yeah, I know. K1 got shortlisted for the last 5 sports for LA. But it didn't get through. Obviously, they'll favour the American sports like the what's called baseball and so on. Yeah. But in Brisbane, when you're Asia, so the TV figures will be better. So hopefully, 2032 we get in. That would be a game changer for the sport.
Yeah, I have heard obviously 2032 Brisbane, as you mentioned there, Muay Thai actually coming in, but obviously it'd be amateur Muay Thai. So. Yeah. But I feel like that's a step forward to like what we're just talking about. A step in the right direction. Now we're looking at obviously Team GB kickboxing just to get funded. That's that huge step in itself. How massive would that be? Because obviously you're one of the coaches on Team GB as well. Yeah. How big would that be for you?
Well, at the minute, as you know, the guys have got to fight on the circuit up and down the country to get ranking points. They've got to go abroad to the cups to get ranking points, and they've got to fund it themselves. So they're having to pay, say like the Hungarian Cup or the Turkish Cup. They've got to pay £300-400 to get there, then the entry, then they've got the food, digs, whatever, just to get ranking points to get up there, and it's all paid for. Now, if it's funded, we can enter more competitions, more people come along to the sport. When you see more success, like you're saying about Liam, when people say that, they want it. You know what I mean? And it's not like the local shows that you see, the local tournaments that you're getting where there's like they might label it a European and a World Championships, but you got 3 fighters from the UK fighting in the finals and stuff like that. This is the real deal. So hopefully one day we'll get the funding and we'll see the best of the best coming over to the organisation.
That's it. We have a few mixed results out there in Italy. I know Jordan, unfortunately, I think it was first round or second round that he lost. How do you... I want to know what goes through your head as a coach, because you've just got to pick yourself back up and go again. Yeah. How does that work in your head? Because obviously you're devastated for Jordan, but then you've got to go again for Liam. How do you kind of flip that switch of like, okay, we've lost, I'm absolutely heartbroken, but now I've just got to get back into the mentality of, all right, because if you show any bit of disappointment with Liam, he's going to think, oh, fuck, like, he doesn't believe in me, sort of thing. How do you kind of flip that switch to kind of go again for Liam?
It's difficult. You do doubt yourself, and we had 3 losses off the bounce. We had Aaron, Jordan first, Aaron and Jake, all had good fights. Really, really like fought above what they normally do. It was like career best for them, all 3 of them, but they come up short. Jordan and Jake were actually ahead on points round 1 and round 2, and lost it in round 3. So that's just the way it goes. But we've got a really good, strong team, and they're good friends as well. You know, so when they get back to the change rooms, and you know that they will feel a bit down. You don't want to lose, but they pick each other straight up, because they've got to be there for the guy cutting weight the next day, or making weight, not cutting weight, making weight the next day. They've got to get up and help them do a bit of pads or do that run they need to do. So, you know, just that, like, being already been selected, massive, okay, from a fighter's point of view. So even if they lose, they're still at that level where they're supposed to be, and helping the guy who's still in, pick them up and get them good. And that's what they did. So I helped them with that. So I can't take full responsibility getting Liam up. The whole team did it, and I steer the ship. They're the, you know, they do the rowing. You know, they're the guys, and I love them for it, because they do train together, and when they go away together, they train and they help each other on. Even when it's difficult, they'll help each other out.
I think I saw actually a clip of Jordan, you know, after he lost. I think he was up at 5:30 in the morning running with the lads, getting to make weight. So you mentioned there the cohesion with the team is just like building itself, and that's what helps them, push them. And obviously, do you think that's a big part of why Liam went on to have his success and get the gold?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of pressure on Ryan and Liam, because they're the most, out of the 5 that were took away, they're the 2 most experienced fighters. So the pressure was on them to perform anyway. But when you get 3 losses out of our team, 3 losses, and then they had to like kind of change things around, you know what I mean? But that, if you've seen Liam fight before, he's a pressure fighter. He thrives on it. He's so does Ryan. Ryan got stuck in, won his first fight as well. Remember, Ryan got bronze. He's the first junior to ever medal for GB. So that's massive. And then obviously Liam got the gold. He's the first one ever gold medal for GB. So in K1. So it's unreal.
How big is this, as you mentioned there, for Ryan and Liam to go out there and get medals? How big is it for him in terms of, you know, the future and how they kick on from this? Like, this is a huge accomplishment, as you mentioned there, for Britain and for themselves.
I think obviously if we're looking at like the Olympics, we're looking to our youth now for future adults. So basically, this is like the best like upbringing you could have. They've both got another year. Liam's got another year in the juniors. Ryan's got another 2 year in the juniors, just to gain that experience as a high level junior, and then they've got to make the massive step into the seniors. So it's perfect for them, really. So what I can see from them is there was the Europeans this year, so it'll be the Worlds next year, which you got all the Kazakhs and the Uzbekistan, all the top nations will be in there. We've got to fight against them and try and get medals. Again, then we've got the Europeans the following year, and then it's the transition into the seniors. So there's a lot to go after for the boys, you know. So
yeah, there is a lot going on for a small gym in Blythe. That Millennium, I would say small in terms of thing. You know, you haven't got much going on here in terms of size. You know, 2 rings. You got your little amount of space. I know we have King Street, but that's sort of, you know, affiliated, but not affiliated sort of thing. For a small gym in Blythe, Tony, I don't think you're doing too bad, though.
No, we're doing all right. I think it's not the size, is it? It's the quality of the guys all train together. I don't split pros up from amateurs. I keep everyone together, and I think that breeds for good amateurs. Same with juniors. If I think they're outgrowing the classes, they'll move into the seniors. And I think most places do that, though. I just think I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to like drilling and pad work. Everything's got to be bang on. Because if you're not doing a bang on your drills and your pads, what's it going to be like in your fight? Because it dilutes, doesn't it? You add speed and pressure, it's not going to be perfect. But if we get as close to perfect as possible in training, it'll transition into the ring.
So this is pretty much the going out there to Italy. This is probably the perfect case scenario for you going out there. Before going out, you're probably dreaming of maybe, you know, a medal, a bronze, a silver, or maybe something. You're probably sleeping at night thinking, I'd like to just go out there, just bring something back for the boys, have that sort of sense of accomplishment. But getting two, that must that you when you were coming back from, I know you all come back from different airports, if I believe, but when you were coming back from Italy, you must have been thinking, yeah, this is probably as good as it could have went.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was blown away because I had high expectations for especially Liam and Ryan because of the
Experience.
the junior experience was just vast. They're like 20 odd 30 fights, but the other three, I was so proud of them because not only did they go and compete, they were winning. All three of them were winning. And then obviously the scoring slightly different to your normal conventional like 10-9 must system, 10-point must system. So I think if it had been, like Jake went in and knocked this guy down in the first round, but still lost the fight because it's a clicker system, points scored. And had that been on a normal conventional show, like an evening show, they both would have won, Jordan and Jake. So massively proud of them. So yeah, it's nice to bring medals back, but I've always said this to the guys when they fight. I'm not worried about wins, losses, draws. It's performances I'm looking for, and a lot of coaches will say that as well. They want to see improvements, fight from fight, and being able to cope with the pressure, and they all did that, and that's what makes us like proud of them. So
That's great. We will talk more about this later down the line, but you talked about obviously the clicking system there, the judging system. Would you like that to see, be changed to a 10-point must system, or do you think it works?
Yeah, I think it works if you understand it. Like, you've got to understand it, and like learning on the job's hard, and there's not enough of it in the UK. So if there was more scoring like that in the UK, I think we would adjust quickly. It is the clicker system in most of the other countries, so they're used to it. So they can play the game. They might get ahead on points and then stay out of the fight while they've got the lead and stuff like that, or become a counter fighter. So it can frustrate your traditional like kickboxer, K1 kickboxer, who's usually been built to go forward and fight, damage and effective shots. So it is frustrating for that style, but once you get it, it's there, So I do like it. I think personally I would like to see a 10-9 system, but open scoring, so you can see what the score is at the end of the round. A bit like Glory.
Yeah, a bit like Glory do it fantastic. I know I'm an MMA guy, but Octagon MMA do that as well. So they have like an open scoring sort of system. So maybe that's like
judges as well. They have 5 judges on Glory. So you got 5 judges. So even if you like 2 of them get it wrong, you're probably going to get the right result round by round.
You've got a good chance of the other 3 getting maybe your way. Next topic. I know you've got a charity event October 26th. I want to say if I'm correct. That's right. Just talk to me a little bit about that. What that charity is going towards, if I'm correct, and saying maybe towards the seniors going out there in Abu Dhabi. A big one for you to obviously go out there and get these these seniors out there. So just talk to me about the charity. If tickets are still available or if they're sold out, just let everyone know who's fighting, etc. What can we expect October?
We've been training some white collar boxers. A lot of them have been training for a while now. Like we try and train them longer than you would on the normal shows, if you like. So we give them proper training. There's six fights, and we've also bolted on some amateur K1 fights as well, just to beef it up a bit. We're raising money for the JB athletes. We're nearly there for the funding for all the adults. We just need a little bit more. So whatever extra we'll make will go into the following year. It'll give a head start for the following year for the juniors and the seniors going in there. But the tickets are basically come pay on the door. You can rock up. I think it holds about 300 people in there. Based on 10 fights, we'll probably have about 200 in there. So there'll be plenty of space, and people can come and pay on the door and enjoy a good day of boxing and kickboxing.
So that's this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
This weekend, this Sunday. So if you are available, Newsham Sci Club this weekend, October 26th. Should be a great little show. I'll look to try and make it. I just like watching some fights. So, and how much of a ticket did he say?
25 quid a ticket. Obviously, you get in as long as they interview the fighters. But yeah, just come along. I mean, we'll be doing raffles and all sorts of stuff. We've got an inter club in the morning as well. So that's like all these little ones will be doing no decision bouts. Basically sparring.
That's good to hear. So if you are available October 26th, make sure you get yourself down here and attend the show. Help support seniors get out there and basically chase their dreams. That's all. It's literally all it is all about. So chasing their dreams over there in the international country and proving why they are one of the best in the world. And we have a great history of millennium martial arts going out and having success. So let's get behind them. Let's make sure they go out there and get there. And first of all, gives them a head start. Yeah, exactly. Like what you said there. I want to talk about another one as well. The home show. I saw this on your Facebook. You announced it that you're going back to the big time. Obviously, no disrespect to News and Cyclone and stuff like that, but it's a great little venue. Frankie, and if you're watching, I'm sorry, but it's great to play darts there. But for a big show like the home show, it's thought as what you needed, isn't it? You need to get back into that sort of space. The Blythe Leisure Centre is going to hold a lot more capacity, get more people in. You talked about it before we went on there. You are a big show, so you're back where you should be.
Yeah, I think we've been promoting shows for 16 years now, and I can't think of many promotions that do that in the UK. There's been a lot that were around then and have gone, and a lot that have started up since. But we've been going for 16 years. We started in the side club. We're still there, kind of. We do one there every year, okay? And I think we owe it to. I'm from Newsham, so I owe it to the community to put a show on there, not just for the club, because the club, pubs and clubs are like a dying trade now, and I really want that. I don't want to see that place go. So I want to help put into there, but the atmosphere in there is unreal.
Yeah, it is.
But there's nothing like the big show, the lights, and giving the fighters a platform where they can get out there. Big screen. We've got a big screen production. Arena lighting, arena sound systems, and so we get sound complaints from in the middle of the Blythe. The last time we put one on there, the sports centre got sound complaints for the music. That was crazy, but yeah, it's an international kickboxing event. That's what we are. It holds about 1,200 people. We always sell out. So yeah, we're looking to put one on March 7th. We're going to bring teams. The idea is I've got a wish list of fighters from the UK who I would like to be involved. I've contacted most of the coaches already to see if they're available or get them in the diary, and I want to bring international opponents in to take them on. So
It's very early on, isn't it? And March 7th, that's months away. But in an ideal world, who would you like to see fighting? I know, you've got some names there. Is there anyone that you could potentially, sort of spill?
Yeah, well, it's the home show, so I want to promote our homegrown fighters. It is still a grassroots show. I'm not like in the business of bringing in glory fighters and stuff like that. We have had them. Yeah. We've had lots of fighters that have fought on glory, won championships, or progressed to that level. Yeah. But you'll find that the investment and the eyes are all on the local guys, the UK fighters. Yes. And you don't want to be disengage the crowd either, but you still want to get that excitement and the high level of fighting. And we've got that. I think we've got that in the UK now. We've got that. I mean, we've got our own gym here. You've just mentioned some of the names of the juniors. Imagine that on the preliminary bouts, and then going into a nice undercard, and then going onto a high level 10-fight pro card. I think it would be unreal. We've got some of the top ranked fighters in the UK already training here. You've got Levi Thompson. Joe Johnson's ranked number 1 in the country, 2 different weights. McKenna Wade, who has a drop.
Spill it.
Yeah, she's coming back. She wants to fight in March. She wants a warm-up fight in December and then fight March. So McKenna will be fighting on the home show as well. And she's number 1 at 2 different weights in the female categories. So yeah, it's going to be a good one.
That's a good little news there, McKenna coming back. She's over there just training with the juniors, so she's back in sort of getting the feel. I know she's never sort of left though, but the action though goes again December and obviously March. So that'll be a fantastic show. Obviously, McKenna, hopefully then Levi as well, off the back of success in Abu Dhabi. So it's a great little show that I'm glad it's coming back. And as you mentioned there, it's for the local fighters to kind of everyone gets behind. And who cares if you get noise complaints? It's worth it in the end, surely. Surely. Exactly. Who's giving a noise complaint, by the way?
We had these.
It's got to be another pub that's jealous.
It wasn't even the sound. It was the fireworks, the indoor fireworks. Yeah, we had these explosions and the ring lifted and everything, and I didn't even know what was going to happen. It was the production guys just thought it would be a nice surprise, and it was just boom. it's like an explosion. It's like, jeez. But yeah, we got some phone calls and that, and fire alarms were going off, and that. It was good though.
Yeah, it sounds good. I'd love to be there as well, March 7th. Just get a really big feel of the big event. I've been pleasure to be in so many big ones, but I just love to go to the local ones. I feel like that's where you get the best atmosphere. You get the drinking, everyone gets to drink in, and everyone gets rowdy, everyone gets talking. So I absolutely love it. My last topic I have for you today, Tony, I want to talk about Jordan Dixon. His last fight, it was a close one. He went out there, and obviously, it was a hard fought. He came away with a loss that night. But I think the bigger story out of that was you've sort of appealed the decision, if I'm correct in saying. Obviously, the judges. I've seen it on your Facebook. The first time in your coaching career that you've actually appealed decisions. So that speaks volumes in my head. That it must have been really bad. I watched the fight, and I do agree with you. I think Jordan won the fight, but obviously he didn't on paper now, unfortunately. Just talk to me a bit about that scenario. Why have you appealed it? Because it was it that bad, basically?
Well, it wasn't like, so what happened was Jordan wasn't supposed to fight. He stood in for someone. There was a knockout, and Jordan stepped in on 2.5 weeks' notice to fight for a semi-pro world title. I mean, it's no joke that. I mean, you're fighting an international opponent, from an Irish guy, who I'm taking nothing away from. He's seasoned pro-am fighter in Thai boxing. Really good lad, really good coaches. The team was unreal. So we're going into the fight knowing it's no joke and someone's going to get hurt. That at the end of the day, he's just turned 18. He's a young kid. He's just come out the juniors into the seniors. But I believe in his abilities. We went in, we fought 5 hard rounds, and in between rounds, and I'm giving him a commentary of what's happened. I thought we were up on scorecards. I thought he had a lazy 4th round, and I says we need to push for the 5th because we don't know what's going to happen here on the last round. I want to win every round. Simple as. That's how you win fights. You try and stop them or win every round. He went out and he fought his heart out. He finished a stronger fighter. His opponent looked tired at the end of the fight. And as far as I was aware, his hand was going to be raised. It was a split decision loss. One judge had it for Jordan, 2 for the other guy. His hand didn't go up. I was devastated for him because it felt like I'd lied to him between rounds, and I didn't want mine and Jordan's relationship to kind of like to suffer because of a bad result. So I went down civilly, just asked to look at the scorecards. I didn't agree with them, and I asked what could I do. It was very civil. The supervisor said, all you got to do is drop us a message tomorrow. I'll have a look at it over the next couple of weeks. That's exactly what I did. Put an appeal in. It's classed as an appeal when you send an email or a message. He looked at it. The supervisor looked at it. Totally agreed that he thought Jordan won 3 rounds, at least. 1 hard to split and 1 Ryan won. It's going to go to the higher. Yeah. There's nothing going to change. But I'm not wanting to take a belt away from anyone. I'm not. I just want to reinforce my relationship with my fighter, and what I was telling him on the night was true. And that's massive, because if you don't have that between you and a fighter, if your fighter thinks, well, he's just told us I won and I haven't, that doesn't look good. Okay? So it's, for me, it's just reaffirming that, look, Jordan, you did enough to win. You didn't get the belt, you didn't get your hand raised, but everyone agrees. Everyone who's had a look at it independently and the association that were officiating it on the night agrees. That's good enough for us.
I'm sure this is big for you. The scoring. This is the clicking scoring, I believe it was as well. No, or was it 10?
Yeah,
10?
It was a
Okay.
10-9, yeah.
So we talked about the scoring earlier being the clicking system, and now we're having trouble with the 10-point must system.
Yeah.
Do you think there is a problem with the scoring in K1 and kickboxing? Do you think there is something that maybe needs to be changed or should be implemented?
I just think education, really. I just think if like fights like this maybe should be used in education purposes when they're training referees or judges. So I really like the clicker system. I do. I like the click, and I also like the 10-9. The only thing is with the clicker is it's true points. You know what I mean? You see the points scored, you see it on the screen. So you, as a coach, can look and go, well, they're scoring the body kick, they're scoring the hands, right? So you can go, right, there's a trend here, right? Jordan, you need to start boxing because they're scoring it, okay? Whereas like other judges might not score it. They might score like the low kick, okay? The boxing and the low kick. So I know it's all supposed to be the same, but when it's seen and it's transparent, it's easier for a coach to coach, and it's easier for a fighter to fight. When you 10-9, it's blind, isn't it? You don't find out till the end of the fight, and sometimes that's too late.
March 7th, what route do you go down? Is it the clicker system or is it the 10-point?
No, it's 10-9. Yeah, 10-9. It's judges will be all independent judges, well trained, A-class judges, A-class referees. So A-class just means like more experienced, had longer at it, been proven in the game, and that's what you need on a pro card. So sometimes when you get amateur shows and they put a semi-pro fight in there, they can make mistakes because you've got amateur referees, amateur judges. So we try and, with the home shows, have A-class referees, A-class judges. You get A-class results. Yeah.
Ultimately, you mentioned there you don't want to take the belt away from the opponent on the day, but what do you want from this moving forward? Do you want to maybe be some sort of a case? So, do you want coaches to kind of look at what Tony did? He stood up for his fighters, and he got the right result that was justified, shall we say?
Yeah, I said that to the supervisor on the night. I'm not a whinger. I'm far from it. If it's too close, then my fighter should have done more. You know what I mean? But I just didn't see Jordan losing the fight at all. So anyways, I don't want to say anything else, to be honest. What I've gotten from the association's enough for me and for Jordan. We're happy with that. It's put
Clarity.
Yeah, it's clarity. It's just like what I thought on the night and what I told my fighter. They've affirmed that it's right. If there's a rematch, there's a rematch. We're moving on to other things. So if it happens, it happens. We're not worried about it.
Maybe hoping like maybe March 7th the rematch, or that was that ever play in your mind? Maybe March 7th could fly him over.
The thing is though, if we do it on our show, then it has to be a neutral show, even though all judges, everything's neutral and independent. There's someone will say something. But that was his home show. Yeah. So if it was to ever be done again, it would have to be an independent show, just in case. Yeah.
Back to March 7th. What can fans expect? Big stage, maybe fireworks and some noise complaints. International fighters, world-class fighters, national fighters. What do fans expect on March 7th? I just want you to advertise to anyone that's watching why they should be there March 7th for the Blythe Leisure Centre.
Yeah, it's just going to be... K1's one of the most exciting striking sports in the world. Everyone knows that. Yeah. And we're going to bring the best in Europe, the best fighters in the UK together into Blythe. It's for people in the local to us, you can walk there. You know what I mean? Get yourself there. And if you've never been before and you want to have a go, come and watch it. I'll guarantee you'll be buying tickets for the next show. The production's unreal. We've got the big screens. For me, more than anything, is making the fighter feel special. You know what I mean? So they deserve it. They put I'm there watching them put the graft in. They're in 2-3 times a day, 6-7 days a week. And to get out there and stand on the platform, the ring announcer, make them feel good. You've got 1,000 fans screaming, cheering, and they walk out and the music's going and everything like that. So for me, that is what it's all about. And I just want everyone to turn up and support these people from Blythe who train so hard.
Absolutely. I do have one last topic before I let you go, Tony. I obviously thank you very much for your time thus far. You've been grateful so far. The World Championship, so this time for the seniors. We talked about it a little bit earlier on, but looking forward to that now. I think we haven't really sat down and spoke about, obviously, who's going up. We had Levi, we talked about Joe, obviously had the veteran guy. It's completely slipped my head, but you'll be able to tell me. Just talk to me a bit about that. Obviously you have, I think, 5 fighters coming out of Millennium Martial Arts going over.
Yeah, we've got, obviously, Levi's was there last year. The Europeans, he got bronze medal. We've got Joe Johnson, I've just mentioned, he's a seasoned pro. I'm looking for him to be medaling, 81 kilo. He's one of the best in the country. He's ranked number 1 in 2 different weights in the country. He should be doing things over there. Reed Cunningham, my son, he's going over there in the 51 division. Again, he's debut at that level. No reason why he shouldn't be fighting at that level. So he's in the same position as like Jordan and Liam and those lot who are debuting. He's going to be learning on the job, and he's over there somewhere.
I've just seen him.
Yeah. And then we've got Sandra Forrest. She's going in the low kick ladies division. Obviously, ladies minus 70. Again, debut. She's had a really bad knee injury. So we are going to be monitoring the next few weeks, just make sure that everything's...
She can make it.
Yeah. She's good enough, massively good enough. It's just whether or not she might have missed a little bit too much training. So we're going to hopefully push her the next few weeks and see where she's at. Okay. We've got John Moss. He's going in the veterans. Yeah, John Moss. He's 52 and he's going in the veterans. He can't fight in the rings anymore because he's too old. You've got to be like 40 or under. So he's going back on the mats in the kick light. So it's basically like K1, but light contact. It's based on skill. He probably got disqualified because he's crazy. But he's going to go over there. He's trained hard. He's been all the squad training. He's qualified, and he's going to go there and make himself proud.
The standard in world championships, in any world championship, is massive. But you talk to me a bit about how you expect the standard to be out there in, as you talked about, Uzbekistan's, they're going to be enforced, aren't they, Tony? So how good is the standard in the world championships?
It's phenomenal. I went to the Europeans last year in Greece, and you had 5 one championship fighters fighting and 2 glory fighters. Like Levi fought a glory ranked number 5 in the semi-finals. Just as it goes, 5 of the one championship fighters, 3 of them were female. They all lost. Not one of them got a medal. So that shows you the level of fighting over there. And a lot of these guys don't come out the amateurs, they stay in the amateurs, and they become just because they're in the amateurs and the world's of Europeans doesn't mean that they're not world level. Like they could fight pro easily, but they get funded and they get paid for being an amateur. That's the difference. So they're going to stay there for as long as they can, aren't they? And that's the level. You got like the best pros going, dipping their toe in it, or trying to compete, getting beat, and going back to pro fighting. So that's where it's at. And for me, that's what I was saying to my guys is, especially me seniors, is you can get paid for being a pro. You can go and fight on glory, get 5-6 grand, whatever, for a one-off fight. You can fight in one championships. You can do all this. It's great. Yeah, it means it's massive. You're at the highest level. Yeah, but fighting for your country, at the highest level and getting a gold medal and potentially in a few years' time fighting in the Olympics. Surely that means something. That's massive for me as a coach. Taking one of my fighters to the Olympic Games would be just like the pinnacle.
Yeah, that would be absolutely beautiful to see. I mentioned obviously in the Muay Thai, hopefully going to Brisbane and the Olympics. Hopefully we get K1 or kickboxing out there as well. That would be massive. Tony, mate, an absolute pleasure. I got really sweaty hands, but I appreciate your time.
I appreciate it.
On course, March 7th for the home show, back in the big stage, big stadium, big venue, 1,200 people packed into that arena. It's going to be a great show, but before that, October 26th, make sure you support, get the seniors there over in Abu Dhabi. It's going to be a fantastic show. Tony, mate, I'll just shake you down already, but an absolute pleasure, mate, and we'll catch you all soon. Thank you very much.